Hi, it is me from Milwaukee. It's been really long since I updated this thing, and last time I did, I think I was at about 35% support, and obviously I made it. um, yeah, um, my church is such a huge blessing, and without them, I wouldn't be here. Um, so, yeah, I got to Milwaukee on Friday. It's now Wednesday night. I'm very tired. I didn't think adjusting to a 1 hour time difference would be that different, but it actually was. um, I normally get up really early anyways. So, yeah, the first day I got up at 6 in the morning. So, yeah, I'm in Milwaukee. We've done a lot of training stuff and a couple of outreaches. Today we went to it's called St. Ben's. It's a church here in Milwaukee that 6 days a week serves dinner to anywhere between 300 and 700 people in need in the city. So today we went there and ate with them and just talked to them and got to get to know them, and it was really awesome. And I think that the people appreciated it because weren't there to, oh, why are you here, all these different things. We just wanted to get to know him. And the guy we talked to was really cool. He knew so much about the city, and it was really surprising. And he was just a really sweet guy, and he loved the city. Milwaukee, it's not what I thought it would be. That's a good thing. I was expecting, like, the only big cities I've ever been to are, like, well, Cleveland I don't count that much. It's like Atlanta, and I passed through Detroit once, but Atlanta and New York. And they're both like big and crowded and kind of dingy and stuff. But Milwaukee's way different. The actual like downtown area with all the big buildings is like really clean and stuff. And most of the city is like these huge old houses. Lots of them divided into apartments and stuff. But it's just like so beautiful and definitely not what I was expecting at all. Um, we've done a lot of training stuff, and that's pretty much all we've done. Been extremely busy this week. It's like crammed in everything, but it's exciting. It's just there's so many barriers, between social classes and race and all these different things in the city, and it's just I really hope that we have a chance to help break some of those down because that's what the city needs. And yeah, I feel like I could actually make it back if I got lost, so that's exciting. We did a tour thing, so had a general idea of where things are, but we had to do a scavenger hunt and go into the different areas. One that's like upper middle class white American, one's predominantly Hispanic, and one is predominantly African American. And it's so neat because we had to go into the different stores in the different areas and try different foods and just see the difference between the three areas and the three cultures that are strongly represented. And it's just so amazing that all these different things can be happening, but they're like separate. They're like their own different worlds. Like in the Hispanic part of Milwaukee, there were, obviously, people who didn't speak English, but some of them were young, and that was really surprising. There's a lady there who's probably she's about my age, and she didn't speak a word of English. And there were restaurants that no one spoke English. The menu wasn't English or anything, and I think, it shows strong respect for your culture, but it also, limits you to this one area for possibly the rest of your life, unless you learn English. We've been informed a lot, just a lot of education on things you don't realize about the city and about the different cultures and the people, and just, the need. And it's a broken city. Like, 50% of the students from high schools graduate. 20 or 30% people live under the poverty line. There's so many percent of the children do, and there are, children here I've heard stories about from one of the girls here who works in a daycare who the kids even though we are right on Lake Michigan, they had never seen it. They'd never seen the lake, and they could probably walk there, and it's just, that's mind-boggling to me. And it's the fact that these little communities, people get stuck in, and when you are in like lower income places, you're just so used to day to day, and you get stuck in that. And I don't know, it's scary to think about. And I know it's been especially challenging for me, being confronted with a lot of things, because I don't know if I said it here or not, but my dad is homeless, and he's been living in a shelter for about a year and a half. I haven't seen him in about 2 years. Just he lives far away, and I don't have a car, and it's complicated. But just confronting that, because it's something I just kind of push off, because it's like, it's hard to deal with, because like, how I can be here, I'm here doing something like this, raised money to do something like this, I live in a house, I have a place to lay my head, I have food, all these different things, yet he has nothing. He's, even slept on a street occasionally, and it's just like, how can that happen? And there's nothing, I can't do anything about it. Like, literally, I have no money to give him, I have nothing. And obviously it probably doesn't sound like that if I'm here, but I'm only here by God's grace, and the way He's just blessed me with, generous people in my life. And I don't know, it's just, I feel like I could do more, but prayer is, I think, the best thing I've got with it. And it's hard. No one's would want their parents to be homeless, especially if, not especially, you wouldn't want it anyway. And it's not, we've been just talking about how much about people have their stories, one of our directors had met someone who had a doctorate degree, people who had been in jobs for years and years, and, all these different stories that everyone has a story, they ended there. They're not these horrible, gross, smelly, stereotypical people. They have lives, and, I know my dad's story for the most part, and I know he's not just some bum on the street, and he's definitely on the upper end of homeless, if that means anything. Not really. I don't think there is an upper end. You have a home or you don't. But foxes have dens, and birds of the air have nests, and the Son of Man has no place to rest his head. So I think of, whether it be literally with some people here in the city, but regardless of it's literally or not, it's spiritually. Where do we have to go? And it's Jesus, it's God, that's what we need. And I don't know, I'm so thankful to be here, because it's the first time I've actually, really been passionate about that, and just tried to put myself to good use, I guess. So yeah, I'm in the process of finding a job. I filled out more job applications today than I have in my whole life, which is only 6, but still, that's more than I have in my whole life. I've been very fortunate to be able to find work easily, so I'm hoping that still happens, and the other 9 people who are looking for jobs. There are other people who are doing not working, but it's a different ministry track thing. So yeah, that's about it for now. This is really long, but I had a lot to catch up on, so I will get back to you soon.